Today I'm going to be making a Puerto Rican recipe, which happens to be one of my favorite recipes and also my late abuelo Aníbal Dávila favorite food, chayote relleno Puerto Rican style. And my ingredients are, I'm going to be using 6 chayotes. Okay, this is how a chayote looks like. In Puerto Rico, we have a different variety and it's usually like a light, like a beige, and it's a little bit larger. But in Miami, this is the one I found, so this is the one I'm going to use. I'm going to be using 6 chayotes. Here I have 1.5 pounds of ground beef. You can also use ground pork if you want to. I'm going to be using 1 onion, green pepper, about 1/4 cup of tomato sauce, 2 tablespoons of Spanish olives. We're going to be using Parmesan cheese. I'm going to be using also, this is breadcrumbs, a tablespoon of cumin, a tablespoon of oregano, a tablespoon of sazon completa, which is a house seasoning that contains salt, pepper, and garlic, and 2 tablespoons of raisins. This dish has several steps, and the first step is to cut the chayote lengthwise, okay? This is what I'm doing. See, I'm cutting it? I'm cutting it in half. Once you have your 2 halves, you need to take out, this is the seed, and it's fairly easy to take out. Okay, done. Now, you take all your chayotes, and remember I'm using 6, which means that I'm going to have 12 chayote rellenos. You put them in water and you boil them in medium-high for about 40 to 45 minutes until they're fork tender. Just like a potato. Also, add a little bit of salt to the water. It's been 45 minutes and my chayotes, as you can see, they're ready. They're fork tender. I rinse them in cold water. And now I'm going to extract the center of the chayote. You have to do this very delicately because this is a very delicate vegetable. Chayote is also known as chayote squash in English. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to make a little cup, and in this cup is where I am going to place the stuffing, el relleno del chayote. Now, this vegetable has a lot of water in it. So I'm putting it here in a strainer. And at the end, I'm going to press it down and make sure I take all the water out. At least most of it. See how it looks? It looks like a little cup. And that's what you want. Be careful. Don't go too deep. Because if you go too deep, you can break it. And you need to have a strong little cup. A strong chayote so you can stuff it. Very well, we're almost done with step 1 of this recipe. As you can see, I already took the water out of the chayote. My chayote cups are ready. Do not throw the chayote meat. This is part of the stuffing. Now that I'm done with step 1, we're going to start with step 2, the stuffing for the chayote. Step 2, I'm going to start sauteing my onions and the green pepper. To this, I'm going to add the tomato sauce. Remember, it's 1/4 cup of tomato sauce. The olives, o alcaparrado. These are the Spanish olives that come with the red pepper in it. In Spanish, we call them alcaparrado, and it has a little bit of capers too. I'm going to add the raisins. And el comino, the cumin, oregano. And la sazón completa. This is almost like making a sofrito. Okay, mix well. And as soon as it's ready, I'm going to add the meat and the chayote meat, the center, what we took out of the vegetable. The ground beef is ready. El picadillo ya está listo. So now I'm going to add the chayote meat. Mix well. And that's it. This is your stuffing. This is your relleno for the chayote. And this is the end of step number 2. I already started step number 3, which is to stuff the chayotes with my mix of ground beef and the chayote meat. And as you can see, I'm using a strainer. We want to extract whatever excess liquid we have. And I did it. Let me do one so you can see how I do it. Very well. And this is what you do. Continue until you have all your chayotes filled with the meat. Now the last step, step number 4. And it's to make the topping for the chayotes before they go to the oven. In this plate, I have equal parts of breadcrumbs and cheese, and the Parmesan cheese. Equal parts means that if you have 4 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, then you add 4 tablespoons of the cheese. Now I am going to spread it. I put it on top of the chayote. Cover it well. Very good. This is going to make a delicious crunchy top for the chayote. And on top of that, I'm going to add little pieces of butter. And butter is going to give it more flavor and help with the crunch. Very well, and you do this with all your chayotes. I finished with the topping, and as you can see, they look absolutely delicious. And I'm not even done yet. Now I'm gonna pop them in the oven and cook them for about 15 to 18 minutes at 350 degrees. In the last minute, I'm gonna broil them. That way, we get this golden crunchy top that we all love in Puerto Rico. When the chayotes come out of the oven, I like to drizzle them with a little bit of olive oil. And I love to serve them the way my grandfather Anibal used to like them. With white rice, red beans Puerto Rican style, and with watercress salad. If you don't know how to make red beans Puerto Rican style, check out my recipe. I know you're gonna love this one. Thank you for watching. See you next time.